to America,
This.
Mr. Kennedy, he had some issues because the South was really the one who voted for him to come into office as well. So when the black people were being persecuted, he knew the issue, but because he was making sure that he would stay in office, at that moment he didn't really, he was like, man, you know, I know there are people being persecuted, but kind of like, that's not the thing I want to do right now.
Right.
So, so when the emperor came in, though, you know, so he was a black man coming in, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering land of tribe of Judah, come in,
Abyssinians.
and it's the first time where a black man really is in the office with dignity. And that's when actually Mr. Kennedy gave that speech about.
Come on.
Hi.
Salam.
Salam din.
Salam.
Manimima talaga ralo?
See, look, I'm gonna learn it. He told me I need to learn Amharic.
Yeah, I saw it.
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Warm kadlachu, yalkazet kazakad. Thank you, Nimerit.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, let me go wash my hands real quick. Looking up for me.
Yeah, no doubt. This is Buna, which we call coffee. Buna. It means brown. Buna means brown. See that? This is, it's like a setup. I'll show you some pictures. We down here. Zion's first time eating with his hands like that. Zion. Huh? You like it, Zion? Okay. So. Huh? Try it. You say yummy? Yes, it's yummy. I just had it in San Francisco. I mean Oakland. I just
Telegraph Avenue.
Yeah, I was on Telegraph.
Thank you, my brother.
Just a different taste that you have. We in Boston. We gonna eat after service. It's funny. Everybody just goes downstairs after service and everybody eat. It'd be so live, man.
Food is what brings people together, right?
Yep, food is what brings people together, but it gotta be healthy food. Actually, this is TIFF, which actually has a lot of nutrients in it. Has a lot of nutrients in it.
That's the cabbage.
No, this.
Oh yeah, teff.
TIFF.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is, I'll be honest with you, brother. Here in the U.S., majority of the injera that you get, but you know, is injera.
Yeah, it's injera.
You're looking at probably 30 to 40% teff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really? Oh, say that again?
Only 30 to 40%. Most of the time that you're getting, it's most of the time it's either wheat, barley, self-rise is included in that.
Wow.
Because it's cheaper.
Yeah, because it's different kinds. It's one browner, right?
Well, there's four.
Or it's four different ones.
You have ivory, you have kind of like a red one, a little darker one, and one that's kind of like a mix kind of thing. So it's four different kind of.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so what it is that when you go to Ethiopia and eat the injera versus here,
They said it's totally different. They said it's totally
different.
The sister I told you I was dating, she said that. She said it's totally. She was bringing so much back from Ethiopia, man. It was bananas. She said you gotta go. She said you gotta be there.
Because this is the thing too now. I came here as a teenager.
These are
The
his
first
books.
time I went forward, it was in 2000.
You said the first time what?
When going back home from the teenage years.
Okay.
I was 29, I think, or 28, 29.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the fruit, the first time I had like a banana itself,
Yeah.
I was like, what? This is how a banana tastes like?
Really?
It tastes
my
good?
Brother. Oh my goodness. Because you see what happened is the soil itself
Yeah.
is so nutritional.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And you're getting it fresh. So imagine here, you're getting avocado shipped from Mexico,
Right.
from wherever.
Right.
The sugar cane, the mango, the guavas. I mean, there's fruits that you would never even heard of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so it's just like the people too, because here, when you meet Ethiopian people, sorry to say this, man, once people have been here like a few years, we get tainted.
Yep.
We get diluted.
Happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it is that I find it that in this particular setting, here in the U.S., there's corruption of the mind, corruption of the spirit. Over there, you know what I mean? You meet people, man. I'm telling you, man and man, brother, like friends can walk hand in hand. I could put my shoulder around your shoulder, my hand around your shoulder.
Yep.
We walk. There's no homo type of mentality
And
because
they don't even
that's
play that
natural.
over there.
Yeah.
They only play
You get
homosexuality.
stoned.
We get stoned over there for that homosexuality. But like you said, correct. I'm telling you, she was born here. She was the first generation of when I was dated.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Blaine Tesfa. So she was the first generation born here. And when she go home, she's like, I feel home. Like she don't even like coming back here, dude. Like the whole energy is crazy.
I went to Sudan last summer. I went to Egypt. Went to Egypt for 3 weeks, and then I went to Sudan for a week. And I was like, we stayed in people's homes and Nubian villages, and they rearranged their whole house to accommodate us. And we were sleeping outside and going to the market and stuff like that. And
But that's what they do, though.
yeah,
When she told me if I go to Ethiopia, I'm good. Like,
but I just felt like home. It's weird. It's a different feeling for me being as American, right? Because everybody's so friendly. Everybody's like family. Everybody's family. And then when I got back, man, I remember my first night I got back, bro. I went to the Waffle House.
oh my God.
In Georgia.
Right.
And I was like in shock, bro. Like it took me a long time to readjust. You know what I mean? Because it was some dudes in there it was some pimps in there with they women, and they were just cursing, and I hadn't even heard black people curse in 30 days. You know what I mean? It was just like the energy was so different, and I was just like, I wasn't scared, but I felt like a fear that I wasn't used to. I hadn't felt in a long time. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, I'm back home now. This is how it is.
Yes, because you felt
You know what I
something
mean?
totally natural.
These people over here are poison. You know what I
But you
mean?
heard what Richard Pryor said. When Richard Pryor went over, he said, I ain't hear the word nigga.
You don't.
When he was over there, he said he stopped using the word nigga. He said, no, because we would say it so they would, you know what I mean? So when he was there, he said, I had to stop using when I came back here. But it's a difference. Like, I know people from Somalia, Sudan, and they tell me how they take care of one another when one comes in. If someone needs something, they will look out for them, you know, when they first get here.
Right.
But that's what they do. They open up their doors. Over here, it's a selfish thing. When our people, then also you got some people that want to take advantage of you. And it's crazy. Like, you gotta, and that's what you gotta watch out for. Like, you gotta say, okay, I'm gonna do this for this person gonna do this. But when I'm around, like, even being in that Ethiopian community, like how even people from Somalia, they will say, oh, you know, a person could be walking past, they say, oh, come on, sit down and eat. I'm like, what?
It's a humanity.
It's a but we taught humanitarian. We were the first people to, if you study Ethiopian history, we were the first people to teach right and wrong in the history.
Of course.
And most people don't know that. So this is why, you know, what I'm trying to, you know, work on now to bridge that gap. That's why we want to do this documentary on Ethiopia, and I think it would really open up, man, and have you part of that.
Well, this is the thing about it. Now, you see, I think when you talk about the Moorish aspect of African or African here in the diaspora.
I said, why you look like Ethiopian? He said, why you look like the emperor? They said, you look like Haile Selassie, bro.
Family member, you know me.
Family member. Yeah, you crazy. That's what's up. What you
We are
gonna
the
say?
children. Yeah, so this is another book as well. A lot of time what happens is as you know, the whole continent of Africa, until the division of continents being renamed, the whole continent of Africa was Ethiopia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you look at old maps. So now, what does Ethiopia really mean? Because first of all, the mindset of the people now is when they think about Ethiopia, is this little geographical right here
Yep.
location, right? Well, if you look at the word Ghana, Tanzania, Niger, all of these, believe it or not, are offsprings of Ethiopia.
Yep.
Because there was a man named Ethiopia who is actually the son of Melchizedek, who is mentioned in the Bible. So now, at the same time, what the Europeans have done in media, when the Ethiopian image has been portrayed, is always more like straight nose, lighter skin, much more curly hair. But if you look at an Ethiopia, you find every color,
Right.
every hue,
Right. Yep.
every texture.
Right. Right.
And so,
All the different phenotypes.
yeah, so the whole Africa you can find in Ethiopia.
Yep.
The whole Africa.
The whole Africa.
Wow.
You can, hey,
You know?
I have a book. If you see this little girl, bro, you would think that she was down the street from you. I'm serious. Like, you would think she lived down the street from you. The way her hair texture was, I was like, what? It was a dope book.
Yeah, because I mean, for real, right now, the way you look, man, you look like a Bahatawi.
A Bahatawi. You know what?
Anytime I
You know
go
what they said?
somewhere.
They asked me that in Oakland. They said,
Yep.
the lady said, "Are you Ethiopian?" She straight asked me that. You Ethiopian? I said, "Yeah, I am. I'm an original Ethiopian. We are the
Wow.
Ethiopians."
Especially
That's it.
because when you're wearing your cap backwards,
Uh-huh.
when you don't see the backside of the cap,
Uh-huh.
the Bahatawis a lot of time wear just a little hat, little crown.
Oh, okay.
So they got their dreads out. So we know what
Wow.
I'm saying. So
Wow.
that's what you get right there. And
Wow.
a lot of time they wear beads, the cross.
Wow.
And so
That's why she thought that. I'm telling you. She said, 'cause she kept looking at it, and she started speaking to me in Amharic. It was so funny. She spoke it. When I walked up to the, she was like, she started speaking. I said, no, I only know a little bit. I know a little bit, not much. I'm learning.
well, and it's your natural given right, and that's why I think okay, with going back with our historians, whether we talk about Dr. Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Yosef Ben Yakin,
Ethiopian.
William Chancellor, whoever. Like I said, I'm very thankful because you got to start somewhere to build up.
Even Chancellor Williams said Egypt, Kemet is the daughter of Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Even there's a video of Asher Quaid when he talks about the first time he was in a certain conference when Dr. Ben Yosef Ben Yakin was talking, and he was like, well, if that's true, can you take me there? So Dr.
Right.
Ben took him over there, right? Which and that's why I kind of get confused because I'm thinking like, well, if you are aware and your teacher has told you already the importance of what Ethiopia played, why you always surpassing?
Yep.
And even the word Kemet has been kind of diluted or diverted because it comes from the word ham. Because the word kam like
K-A-M.
KM, like if when you the foreigners say ham, but we say kam. So the word Kemet from Kam, which is the son of Noah.
Okay.
You know, Ham, Shem, Kam. We call it Kam, Sem, Yafet. And then when they talk about even Egypt, they say, well, Egypt was once this, once that. But when you look at the word Mizraim,
Yeah.
the word actually was Misr. This is what Misr is, believe it or not. Lentil.
Really?
It's called Misr.
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 Spell it.
M-I-S-I-R.
Okay.
And then the Indians call it Masur, which is the same word for lentil. The reason why is because a certain part of Egypt, coming in from like the Aswan region. They used to call that area people of Misr.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
wow.
Yeah, man. This thing
That's
is
what they. Is that what their key crop was?
Crop was. So the word Mizraim,
Somebody saying that's Somali too. Yeah, all of it is
yeah,
us.
Foot, Libya,
All of it.
yeah,
Middle East is ours.
Nigeria, and that's why, again, the corruption of the word nigger,
Yeah.
taken from Niger,
Yeah.
which really the word Niger, which the French now call it Niger,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Which really means like a fast running river, because you have the Niger River,
Right.
you know what I mean? But there was an individual named Niger, and again, connected to Ethiopia. And I think Dr. Henry Clark talks about even, you can find all the way to South Africa.
Yeah.
From when Ethiopia, when Muslim invaders came in, they started going south, all the way to Zululand, all of that.
Yep.
And even the word Asia, believe it or not, the word Asia, when our kings are crowned, they're called Aze. They use the word Aze. There was a man named Aze who was like a great-granddaddy of Queen Sheba, who lived over 420 years. Okay, you know the man they call Prester John?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's who that guy was.
Right.
But his actual name, his name was Aze, so all the kings that were crowned after him, that was a title.
What's it? Spell it?
It's A-S-T-E.
ASTA.
Oh, okay.
Aze. So like His Imperial Majesty, his full title was Garamawi Kadamawi Aze Haile Selassie, so on and so on.
Okay.
Menelik was crowned Garamawi. Actually, he was the second Menelik, so it'd be Dagmawi, Dagmawi, Menelik, Dagmawi Aze Menelik. So supposedly this man, that one I call Prester John, who's Aze, sent troops to Asia. And so the name Asia was taken from his name. And he lived, like I said, 425 years, physical years. And if he wanted to, he could live eternal, because there was a particular food that he would eat, certain water that he would drink, believe it or not. And that food still exists in Ethiopia today.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because what it was saying was that whenever you eat a certain food, okay, for instance, if you left this food out for a while, it would start spoiling in a few days, or even a day or two.
Yeah.
But there are particular food, believe it or not, if you left it out, like especially tubers, roots,
Yeah.
long life.
Wow.
So what happened is when you start consuming that food on a long term, your body starts to also take in that behavior.
It's the same thing. People eating all this garbage. It's the same thing. People eating this garbage today. That's why we have the problems that we have today, because of what people are eating.
You take on the energies of those enemies.
And then the solution has become the problem. Because I was watching a video on one of the Kennedys, either Senator Kennedy, he's like the Elder Kennedy, and he was actually talking about how in black community, he said he was speaking on behalf of Mr. Farrakhan, and he was saying that what do you call it? You know the shots they give you for the children? Vaccination?
Vaccination.
He was saying in the black community, they were purposely giving children with, I think it was either iron or something. And that was what's causing a lot of autism.
Aluminum or mercury.
Aluminum, something like that, within the black community.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so what we got going on is our children, when they go to school, they're fed all types of, as you know, the chocolate milk, even they say a lot of time actually has blood in it. That's why they actually put chocolate to mask the blood, because when the cow is producing the milk,
The chocolate milk pit, because you got
There's
blood,
blood in
and I didn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
To cover the blood up.
to cover the blood up. Yeah.
Damn, this is crazy.
You don't do milk.
They have a plant-based milk out now. I use. It's a plant-based milk.
Really?
I'll send it to you. They got it in Whole Foods.
I know that.
But Judy says I'm about
Everything
poison.
else. Everything.
Everything. And the thing is, when we get sick, we automatically want that fix right away.
Right.
So if they got a word called emergency. But does the word emergency really mean you're actually getting a solution
Right.
or more pollution?
Right.
And so that's one thing we got to think is about, okay, well, what happened? How did I get sick? Let me trace back the footprints.
Shit is out, y'all. Man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why
People
Jews
know
have
this.
their own hospital.
Exactly. Jews have their own
They have
hospital.
their own hospital.
Well, we the original Jews anyway.
Well,
I know.
Yeah.
Jewish.
Hebrew. Well, even I don't even know if the word Jewish actually exists.
Exactly.
Because one of the things is in the Ethiopian Bible, even when they put the title on Jesus Christus on the cross, the word Jewish is not included. It says Jesus Nazarawi Jesus Negusha Yehuda, the king of the Judah. It never said Jewish.
Right.
Even though they actually have the word Yehuda within their vocabulary,
Yeah.
but they still went ahead and used Jewish. You know what I'm saying? So how did that happen?
Right.
Unless you're just making up another name because you already know you're not the real. You're
Right.
not the real
Exactly.
people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They're not the real ones, for
Yeah.
sure.
So how's the Coptic community in Ethiopia?
Well, now see, Coptic, we as Ethiopians are not Coptic.
Okay.
Because the word Coptic, supposedly, if I'm not mistaken,
They're Hellenized, Hellenized Egyptians, right? The original Coptics, right?
right, so the word supposedly Coptic, now again, I definitely have to do a little bit more research. Now we have the word for cows, we call it Kupt. Now
Okay.
supposedly, at one point the Egyptians used to worship certain cows.
Right. The Hathor.
In India, it's like that too, I think. India, they
Yeah, the
worship
sacred
the
cow.
The sacred
Yeah,
cow
that
in
goes
India.
back to
Hindi na.
Hathor.
Salam,
How's
salam.
it? It's good?
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
And Nibla.
Hello. Thank you.
Can you take it to go?
Yeah, you can get a box to go. You was going to say something.
We can be here all day. This is some crazy stuff. Told you we're gonna have to film this, bro. Do a doc on this piece. Oh, you was going to say something about Kwesi?
Yeah, so about Asher
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so what it is what I found with Mr. Kwesi, because I saw him when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? And the interesting is, this is 1989, whatever, right? Now, in 2014-15, he came at the Christ Center,
Press, yeah.
Christ Center, Karas Center in
LA.
Western
Yeah.
Avenue, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that
You see that?
it's still showing the same elements that he showed back in 1990,
Yeah.
and at the same time, it seems like it's become a money maker mechanism,
Oh, you need the house?
selling DVDs.
Sure.
Yeah, I said that.
You on
Yeah, it's about a
everything, right?
money-making thing with him, but
Very good.
because I was bringing up something about Badia, like certain stuff that he didn't. I said, you ever hear him speak of Badia? He never spoke of Badia. He never spoke of like the misscale, like the burning of the cross.
No,
He never spoke about that. He never. It's a lot of things, key things that he didn't touch on, and it's like, what are you hiding? What are you holding back? You know.
because and the thing is the same thing. Cause look, when I produced this book,
Got so many books, yo. Let me show y'all these books.
Yeah, please.
This is all his books, yo. So, let me let y'all see these real quick. Y'all can get one of them for the book.
You're welcome.
Ooh,
all right, brother?
yeah.
You need water or something?
No, I'm good. Man. Good. Can you finish your thought?
Yeah. So when I produced this book after that particular event that he did, like I said, I had produced this book, and I was like, I waited until he sold his DVDs and books. There was only a few people, and one of the security was like, "Yo," I was reasoning with him, and he's like, "Man, you gotta come in. Let me introduce you to him." So
Yeah.
I went up there, and I was like, "Hey, greetings, brother.
Right.
Give thanks for the good lecture.
Yeah.
I remember when you first came, high school, like this and that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I came across this information dealing with different planets and things like that. And there was a few people listening, right? His wife was right next to him.
You said different planets?
Yeah, this book is dealing with different planets and different galaxies
Yeah, he's
and
talking
different
about-
beings.
Remember that lady? Hold on, it was a lady at the Harrison house. Remember she's talking about other beings and aliens? Remember she said that? She said the same thing. We was at the Harrison house.
Oh, for real.
But people think it's spookism, but it's no. She said it.
I'm doing a whole bunch. I'm working on my next follow-up to Out of Darkness, and I've been doing nothing but creating space animations and planets and stuff like that. And I've been studying Sirius,
Dogons.
the Dogons, and Orion's belt, and it's just like all these. You look at Orion's belt, and it looks like there's 3 stars, but when you get closer, it's really like multiple stars, and they have it's a whole system in there, and just that one star be like a whole system with all these different planets. I'm like, yo.
But listen though, what he told me, what he said to me about the Bible, he said it don't say in my father's house. It says, what did it say? In my father's space.
In my father's place, there are many dwelling places.
Many,
Right.
He said that they changed many mansions. You know what I mean?
mentioned
Well,
too.
yeah.
Now, so are you familiar with Cassiopeia?
No.
Somebody asking where can
I
they
know
get these
that.
books
I
at?
know that Cepheus or Kepheus is the Ethiopian.
Exactly. These 3, this and that, on Amazon. You can
Hold on,
actually-
tell them again.
We're
'Cause they
about to
asking.
enter the age
Yeah,
of
these 3
Cepheus,
books.
actually. Let's see.
Melchizedek. Yeah, I apologize.
This is on
On
Amazon.
Amazon. This one is on Amazon. That's on Amazon.
He said this is on Amazon. Y'all can take a picture of that.
Okay, so
He said this is on Amazon. This is his name. You can catch it. Are you on IG, man?
no.
He's not on IG or
Okay, so
Facebook.
weren't we
man.
just looking at constellations like literally?
So these are
yesterday?
books he said is on Amazon right now.
So Cassiopeia, believe it or not, was the queen of Ethiopia in Greek mythology.
Wow.
So the Trojan.
I don't think y'all ready for these next pieces I'm great, dude.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready.
Yeah.
Y'all
Well, you know who the
y'all ready for the truth?
Huh.
Y'all ready for the truth?
He was the one that actually
I'm trying to tell you.
slew.
People thought I was crazy when I
So
embarked
they
on this
give them different
Ethiopian
name in Greek,
journey.
right? Is it Greek?
Yeah,
See that?
So if you were to go to Cassiopeia, for instance,
I'm gonna look that up right now
yeah,
on
if you
my
say Cassiopeia, put Ethiopia.
watch. This is what I do right now. The little star map. So I'm gonna search
Keep telling y'all, go
Cassie.
donate,
Cassiopeia,
help out,
here.
help me out,
Cassiopeia,
donate, please.
Ethiopia. So she's a constellation, but at the same time, she was a queen
Is
of
it right
Ethiopia.
there? See it?
Yeah.
Yo.
See
Oh
right
man, we got.
I got
I
you.
mean,
Of course,
Devin,
of course, brother.
Devin in the building.
there, right there. You wanna
Devin, hold up.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
So she was the queen of Ethiopia.
She was the queen of Ethiopia. Look at
Greek
that.
mythology.
Queen of Ethiopia, right there. Cassiopeia. That's crazy, dude. Like, dude. This is crazy, bro. This history is like, it's real, bro. It's real. Like, a lot of these people's.
Telling our people the truth about
So
nothing.
the Christianity practice in Ethiopia, what would you say would be the main difference, compared to what we practice here?
One, the Ethiopian Christianity is based on the Old Testament as well as the New Testament.
Okay.
So we definitely keep the traditions of the Levitical order,
Okay.
which on the 8th day,
Hi,
on
how are
the,
you?
on the 8th day, every male is circumcised
Okay.
because
You
the
want lemon too?
the covenant of Abraham, when the Creator revealed Himself to Abraham as El Shaddai, when he was in the year at the age of 99, one of the covenant that He told him was that every male child had to be circumcised.
Right.
So even
Right.
Abraham at 99 years of age was
Right.
not circumcised and was circumcised.
Right.
So every child of the Ethiopian Tewahedo faith on the 8th day,
Okay.
you're circumcised.
Okay. So Tawahido is the official, is the name of the faith.
Yes, Tawahido.
Tawahido means one.
Because Orthodox was created when the Catholic Church or the Roman Church wanted to be the owner of Christianity, and they called themselves Catholic, which meant universal.
Universal, right.
Then the Eastern one said, okay, well, you know what? Since you call yourself Catholic, we're going to call ourselves Orthodox.
Right.
Which included Ethiopia within that. But the difference within the Ethiopian Orthodox and the rest of the Orthodox, whether it be Armenian, whether it be the Greeks, the Syrian, the Russian, we actually have the Ark of the Covenant, which deals with the Levitical order going back to Moses. At the same time, like I said, the circumcision is part of that.
Right.
Now the rest of the Orthodox Church does not really have the Ark of the Covenant to begin with, and circumcision is not necessary.
Okay.
You could be a priest and probably not have to be circumcised.
Okay.
So that's just one major difference. At the same time,
No, you want the white lips or the spicy?
the hymns,
Spicy lap.
the processions, the fasting within Ethiopian Tawahido, 252 days, believe it or not, of the year is strictly a vegan diet.
Wow.
252 days.
250.
Yeah, and no swine whatsoever.
Wow.
Now other churches, women cannot come in under their menstrual cycle.
That's like Islam, basically.
Yeah, if you've been to a burial
Yeah.
that day, you can't really come to the church. You can be outside the church. Women sit on one side, men sit on one side,
You gotta go to the church, bro.
and you got to take off your shoes
Yes, you do.
before you get in.
It's just like Islam. Have you ever been to Ethiopian church? You gotta go. Trust me. It's like a hypnosis, dude. It's like you get caught. Like you can feel it. You know, you can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's something natural about this. You know what I mean? Like you'll feel it.
So,
Look at that brother right
according
there
to
from Ethiopia.
Tawahido,
Look at those brothers from Ethiopia. They don't show them.
is Jesus born in Ethiopia?
Well,
They say that in Ethiopia, where they believe they say Jesus was born in a cave in Ethiopia. Is that true?
no, because the reason why. Now this is the interesting thing. In the place where Jesus or Jesus was crucified,
Right.
it used to be called Caranio before it became known as Golgotha.
Okay.
Now, what happened is King Solomon had given Queen of Sheba, when she came there, he gave her that area for her to
Okay.
reside in.
Okay.
So what happened is from that time until the late 1800s, the Ethiopians, believe it or not, for over 2,000 years, you can say 3,000 years, actually owned that place. That whole place.
I have Makeda in my head for some reason. What is that?
Yeah.
Makeda,
It is.
Makeda, well, actually, she was given the word, she was named Makeda, believe it or not, to give her a title of the trader. The word Makeda means trader.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because what happened is, the Ethiopians used to be under the Melchizedek order. But when she went, met King Solomon and came back, she started dealing more with the Levitical order. So the priests of the Melchizedek order called her Golna
Oh, the Melchite?
Melchizedek.
Okay.
He was a high priest,
Oh, okay.
the high priest Melchizedek.
Okay.
And so they dealt with a different element.
Right.
Like for instance, they had the star and a serpent as a symbol. But when she came back, she was more into, like I said, the more the Levitical order. So they were like, you're a traitor. But her original name was Etiael.
Okay. Who is Candace?
She was Queen Candace was one of the queens in the line.
Okay.
But Ethiopia, actually, I have 13 queens who also ruled Egypt, all the way to Nubia.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you go on into the realms of what the Ethiopian history holds,
Yeah.
is infinite. Now
It's untouched, man.
it's untouched.
So that's what I'm saying. It's really, and people think that most of these cats that teach this are teaching it the right. I'm like, yo, y'all don't know that you really not. The priest was speaking to me in Ge'ez, right? And the sister was next to the priest translating it to me because he couldn't speak. You know, he spoke little English. He only flew in. You might know that brother. It was an elder, but he flew in from Ethiopia, and he gave the sermon on Sunday. But he couldn't speak like English like we do. Like I'm saying stuff. I'm like, I'm saying it wrong, ain't I? You know what I mean? And just that they translating it. So you know, he hit me in my, you know the routine. They take the cross and they go.
Of course, yeah.
This is what they do. You know, but the Miscale's on the 21st. I think it's the 21st, right? The Miscale.
I believe it is. I believe
21st.
It is. Yeah.
See, everybody that I hear talk about Ethiopia, they don't ever go before the Middle Ages. You know what I mean? They start kind of where
Christianity started, you know, like 6th, 7th century. You know, that's pretty much where they start, but they don't go before that.
Well, and this is the thing about that. Now, in Genesis, when it talks about the Garden of Eden, it talks about the 4 rivers. It talks about the Pishon, the Tigris, but they said the second river that encompasses the whole land of Ethiopia is called Gihon. That's in Genesis. You'll find that like within the first, Gihon, which is still, that same river still exists in Ethiopia. So you'll find that in Genesis. At the same time, if you look at in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 7, there's only 9 chapters. God says unto the children of Israel, are you children of Israel, are you not like unto the Ethiopian to me? So he's saying to the children of Israel, you are like the Ethiopian, so don't feel no way. At the same time, if you look at Moses, you'll find this as well. His sister Miriam, which we call her Mariam, and his brother Aaron, they start to murmur against the Ethiopian woman that Moses had married.
right.
And God smacked her with full leprosy, and she had to be out of the camp for 7 days, be cleansed, and came back. Now a lot of people think, even Ethiopian priests, when they speak on this subject, they say, oh, the reason why Miriam and Aaron was vexed because she was a black woman. Not so. The reason why they were vexed, his sister and brother were vexed, because God talked to Moses face to face, and now he gave him a wife that was of high caliber. And the reason why I can back that up is this. Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, he's the one who actually educated Moses first of all. He was his sheep herder for 40 years prior going to Egypt.
Really?
Yeah. And when he came back, this is what happened. When he came back, this is biblical, historical evidence. When Moses came back, as he was in the wilderness, his father-in-law Jethro saw something, which was the whole day Moses would be sitting and judging when people had problems against each other, right? His father-in-law came into him and he said, hey, what is it that you're doing? And he said, oh, you know, I have all these people who got issues, so anytime there's a situation arise, I have to be the one to counsel them. He said, no, the thing you're doing is not right. What you have to do is choose a man who's able to lead 1,000 people, make him over that. The next one who can lead 500, you make that. The next one who can lead 10, you make that. And any problem that they cannot resolve, that will come to you. Or else, you be here the whole day, the whole night, no judgment will be free. So even the law, Moses actually, that he was educated by his father-in-law. And this is not recorded because majority of the Bible was written by the Israelite people, but at the same time, as you know, the book of Enoch, the book of Jubilees was also written in Ethiopia. So the Ethiopian side of the story was written by the offsprings of Moses and Zipporah, his wife, and his brother-in-law, which they call him Ababeher. In the English Bible, they call him Habab. So for 21 years while they were in the wilderness, it was his brother-in-law who was leading them. See me? So all this information, again, has been, first of all, even the Ethiopian Orthodox Church does not talk about this, because the Alexandria Church of Egypt, for over 1600 years, had made sure to be the hierarchy of the Ethiopian Church.
Right.
They are the ones who actually command who the priest is gonna be, and they actually would ask for bribery. They would be like, "Yo, if you don't send us this gold,
Right.
we're not gonna honor you."
Okay, so before Christianity came into picture, right? Professor Small says this in the follow-up to Out of Darkness. He says that the Ethiopians have a ritual. I believe it's on the New Year, September 11th.
Just passed.
That they do a ritual based on the Osiris and the Osirian drama. Now, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, the reason why September 11th became the New Year was actually because before the New Year, if you look at it in the Book of Enoch, now this is an interesting thing. When you read in the Book of Enoch, when he's talking about the different months and the weather and what season it is, it's exactly the Ethiopian season. Because when it's summer here, it's winter over there.
Right.
See me?
Okay.
Now what happened is, the reason why September 11th became the New Year, when Moses and his children and his wife, after they had been on the ark for over 150 days, the first time they actually were to set on the ground, believe it or not, was September 11th.
Oh wow, you said September 11th.
11th was the first day that they set on the ground that it was dry.
Wow.
And then the reason why is this, because on that New Year, it's the Ethiopian, it's a springtime. That's when this yellow flower, they call it Ade Ababa, they would actually, you would cut that and you would present it to your family member.
Is that where the word Ethiop?
No, Ethiop means the gift.
The word it means gift, and the word yop is a yellow diamond, like a very precious diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it originates from.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Somebody said, wow, September 11th, yeah, because you know a lot of stuff happened on September 11th.
Right.
The World Trade Center, they're saying September 11th because of what happened here.
Right. That's probably why they did it.
They probably did that because of that. It's a lot of history, but it's a lot, man.
Because the Twin Tower themselves is 11.
Right.
It's
Oh,
one.
wow.
one.
You had the square, the Kaaba square in the center of September, in that center. The cube, the black cube.
If we know this story, people saying they know the story, if we know this story very well, we should be teaching it to our people. That is the problem what we're sitting here talking about. People say they know the story, but at the same time, this is what people say, well, I don't mess with those Ethiopians. You got Ethiopians say, I don't mess with those black people. This is the stupid stuff that go back and forth. If we know that everyone started in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia is Africa, then we all won.
Yep.
You said we all won. So even when you look up in J.A. Rogers' book, and that's why I respect him, and he was trying to come at J.A. Rogers, because J.A. Rogers wrote in his book, 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro, we were Ethiopians and Moors before the 1500s. And he gives you the breakdown of how we were Ethiopians and Moors. So even if we say, well, we didn't use the word Moor, okay, I'll say Zegwe. They're still Cushites. That's the connection right there. It's not different, dude. It's like, and when somebody said, well, Ethiopia means burnt face, and he just hit me to something before. He said, well, we was before the Greeks, so how the Greeks going to call us, right. Something that we was before? How's somebody going to say that?
Yeah, and even the word Kush, because a lot of times people, what the European has done now in the modern day translation of the Bible, they have replaced the word Ethiopia with Kush. But this is an interesting thing. Kush is a masculine. He was a male. Now, if you go to Psalm 68, King David writes, Ethiopia shall stretch her hands. It's a female, it's a feminine. So there's no way that you can say Kush and Ethiopia are one. I mean, even though Kush is a derivative of of Noah, who is the son of Ham. But when you're talking about factuality and actuality, you gotta separate that.
Right.
And black, the thing about it too is like, okay, when we talk about black, well, Kush doesn't necessarily mean black.
See, you told me that too.
See me?
That's what a lot of people say. Kush means black, and it don't mean black.
Yeah. Because when you talk about Kush, I like imagine like how you have a different color.
Yeah.
Your son might have a little bit different.
We all different
You know what I mean?
complexions.
Brother
in
has a
this
different.
one. No, brother, because the white man mixed us up, bro. That's why. That's what they say.
Well, you see, the white man, first of all, he's from us as well.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he is from us.
Yeah.
Because even if they say, okay, well, the Ethiopians have a Caucasian future, well, if the Ethiopians perceive the Caucasian, then that means the Caucasian himself had to have been, you know what I'm saying?
But just like what we were saying in the very beginning, Ethiopia has all the different phenotypes. If you look at the Khoisan people, they're very
Oh, man,
light
you and
complected.
Karen be on the Khoisans, boy.
They're very
Khoisans?
light complected.
Yes,
Lighter
they are.
They're lighter than you.
Oh, yeah.
And you made a good point. If we start everybody, then we don't look like them. They look like us.
Right.
That's what it is.
I gotta get him back to the house, man, because he has a test tomorrow. So,
Yeah, he can drop me off. You going to the show tonight? Let me know, man.
I'll let you know. I gotta see this.
Yeah, but we're gonna do this documentary, man.
I mean, I would love to show you
Let me show the
painting.
Pope.
Sure, before you
Check
head
these
out.
paintings out. We gotta have these in the
Since
documentary.
you're talking about especially doing the thing you're talking about?
Yeah.
We gotta do this.
No, we gonna
documentary
link up
stuff.
again.
We're gonna do this joint right here. That's Buna. That's Buna. Yeah, that's good. This is. Hey y'all. I tell you, this is why I need y'all help, man. I need y'all finances, man. I'm working. SabirBayRadio@gmail.com. SabirBayRadio@gmail.com. Please share this out. This is Buna. And Buna means brown. Buna is coffee. It means brown. I do this tirelessly, yo. Tirelessly. Man, look, he over there, Devin over here grubbing. I don't eat meat though, bro. He over there tearing it. Look at him. Why you laughing, Zion? Huh? See, Zion getting it early. Zion getting this information early. Go ahead, that's what you do. Go ahead, man. See, you got to bring your children around and have your children around so they can get this. So his books is on Amazon. Let me give y'all my brother's name again. Where everybody at? See everybody quiet. You know what's funny when people... You know what's funny? How quiet this get? Everybody want to bang on what they think they know. And when you present the facts with people, cats get real quiet. Get real quiet. They don't even want to say nothing. We're all the beating up Ethiopia's Israelites, we Jews and all of that. Where those people at? They get real quiet. Get real quiet. So let me show you his paintings. Oh, look what he got it. Look what he got it done on.
Crazy.
Wow. Yeah, so this is like the beast. This is like dealing with revelation. You know what I'm saying? This is a revelation. And so if you see, so there's writings in here which actually are certain passages.
This is nice.
So this is what an angel would actually look like. An angel doesn't really have wings as is portrayed in the books. And he's actually part of the spacecraft. So they're actually part of a spacecraft.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, there's signs in here. I mean, so like I said, when you look at the covers, it's a whole different. So this is called Telsum. Telsum, which is talisman I was telling you about.
Yeah.
But the translation of talisman in the dictionary or in Google, they would just show you appendix.
Yeah.
They just have a movie I think that just came out called something talisman as well.
What you call had the book out? Wesley Snipes is called
Talon, I think that's called Talon of God.
Talon of
God,
God.
yeah. Yeah. So this is, like I said, this is dealing with Revelation. When it talks about the angel with the 7 beasts and how the particular angel that was slowing him. That's what this is dealing with. So this is one of them.
Wow. See, that's the Buna, that's the ceremony right there. That's will be that right there.
Oh, okay, got you.
Now this one is
I know.
this is titled
I know.
Adama Kiru.
It's the same
But they
artist.
love to talk.
Okay.
A lot of them love to talk.
That's my brother, you know, he's my brethren. So this one is called Adama Kiru, and they said that Adam in his original creation, he was actually an angelic being. He was neither a male or a female. And he used to be able to fly up to the third heaven, come down, and so this is what he, and so if you look at, there's a spacecraft element to him. You know, you see everywhere there's pyramids. Everywhere you look, there's a pyramid involved in that.
Wow. It's cool. So Margaret, I see as above, so below.
Yeah. And the have some type of, like I said, he can explain it more than me. So, but this piece, like I said, is called Admael because Adam's original name was Admael. So he had actually the word El. El, like Mikael, Gabriel, Daniel. So he actually was a